This is Mikhail Tank with the Archetypal Mosaic, a very special short interview with James Bitra at the NASA Research Center Visitors Center. So we're sitting here at the Ames Visitors Center in Northern California. And we're going to pretty much just briefly discuss the Visitors Center and the gift shop so that more people who are interested in NASA can come by, get some swag, and learn some things, right?
Yes, sir.
You're also a scientist, James.
I'm also a scientist. I'm an environmental scientist. I got my degree from Cal State and UC Berkeley.
Wonderful. And what is it about NASA and being a part of it that interests you?
Growing up, space is very intriguing. So for you to be part, as an adult, to be part of it is just something that you're excited to do. So when I get the offer to come here and be the visitor center coordinator, I was like, that's an opportunity for me to, enhance my science knowledge.
Wonderful. And tell us a little bit about the Visitor Center. It's located right next to the actual NASA Research Center, right?
So the Visitor Center is located outside NASA Research Center. It used to be inside. Since we're doing a remodel, so they moved the temps outside. So if you're coming from a 101 from San Francisco, you just exit on a Muffin Field. So we're outside, you can't miss it. We have big dome outside. It's free for people. It's a self-guide tour. And sometimes if I'm around and you have questions, I can take you around and show you what we have in display. And most of the research centers show what NASA Ames has worked on for the past years.
And what has it been working on for the past few years?
We are more like a research kind of base. We don't fly shadows here, but most of scientists here work on research. When I say research, it's like a blueprint for NASA. So before anything go out of space or any mission, Ames is like a few bases that do that research and stuff. Right now, we more focus on astrobiology and astrophysics, but Ames is also known for the wind tunnel. We have the world's biggest wind tunnels here. We also have the world supercomputer here. So we do a lot of nanotechnology, work on a lot of nanotechnology and a lot of astrophysics and astrobiology.
Now tell me, in the little simulated ship, there are, for example, Russian almonds. What's the history behind those almonds and some of the other food that's vacuum packed?
They are vacuum packed. Those are astronaut food. As you know, nowadays in society, everybody's fighting about politics and stuff. Like we don't have a relationship with Russian scientists or Russia Space Agency, but actually we do. So as you see those food over there in at ISS, International Space Station module, it shows that collaboration with Russian astronauts is very deep in NASA. NASA has always collaborated with Russian scientists, and Russia always collaborate with us. So the food is packed in a way that you can see when you really have English and Russian. Yes, sir.
Thankfully, I can read both.
Yes, good. So that kind of let you know that beside the politics difference, when it comes to space, Russia and United States and NASA work together in a way.
That's an amazing situation that basically in this world there's so much confusion, but outside of this world there's unity.
This is unity.
Because we're outside of this world we're just human beings.
Everybody's the same.
Over here people confuse each other with different things, but up there we're all exactly the same. So we're going to be fighting aliens. We're all going to be real close brothers and sisters, right?
Yes, sir. But as you see, the visitor center kind of like demonstrate that, kind of put things out, because we get visitors from all over the world. If you see ISS, International Space Station, it's a collaboration of a lot of countries. Okay, most countries from around the world. Majority of the time, Japanese space stations and European stations, and also Russia space stations. So the United States and Russia are kind of the lead when it comes to space program. So they collaborate a lot. So like you said, on Earth, we can talk about politics. But when you're out there, we need more collaboration.
Yes.
And the Visitor Center kind of bring all those together.
Now tell me, there's going to be a new mission to Mars coming soon.
Yes.
I was one of the people who put my name as to go on Mars. Tell me, for the people whose names are going to Mars, if you happen to know, are they going to be like on a sheet of paper, or how are they going to stay there and not get burned by the Earth, by the?
To be frank with you, let me put my science hat on. Going to Mars is very dangerous. Mm-hmm. So if I hear people say we taking people, a list of people going to Mars, that's not something that NASA can be clear on. Mm-hmm. I'm not speaking for NASA.
Right.
Okay. So if a private agency like SpaceX, they put their names together and they want to do stuff like that, then that's a question you want to direct to them. But journey to Mars is a very difficult place to go, and NASA is working on a technology that can make it possible for us to go. But to answer your question, I think that's a question you want to direct to those who are putting the list together.
Okay. So is your name going there too?
No, I'm going to stay here.
Okay. Now, people are planning on building colonies up there.
I mean, that's speculation. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said to you,
ask them.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the visitor center, back to Earth. So, what are some of the amazing things people can expect to learn and see here in the Visitors Center at Ames?
That's a good question. What we have in the Ames Visitor Center is things that NASA Ames has worked on for the past years. We are big in Kepler mission. We are also big in Sophia mission.
Sophia is very special to me. It's my favorite name in the world. What is the Sophia mission?
Sophia is a aircraft that go to stratosphere, and mostly they use it for climate science, climate atmosphere science on Earth here. Sophia also, they can use it as a telescope to observe a particular region of the space that scientists want to know about. And NASA Ames is bigger on that. One of the highlights in the Visitor Center when people can come is the moon room. Apollo 15 moon rock, we have a couple moon rock. I was
staring at that.
Yeah, so that's one of the highlights they can come. And also we have great movies of things that Ames have done here, including involving Mars mission when we send Curiosity and Opportunity out there.
Now tell me, the moon rock, I would actually, before I came here a few weeks back, there's a scientist who sells something similar to that. They can't be from the moon, but they can be something similar. And I read all about it and the fact that it can be very fibrous and it sticks to the astronauts' clothing. It's hard to kind of get rid of. It's a very powerful material, very fibrous or something. Do you know anything about it?
You mean the moon rock?
Yes.
No. The moon rocks is the moon rock that Apollo 15 brought back, the one we have in display. You see, if you go to the moon rock room, what we call it, you see another rock in the side. It's a basalt. It's a basalt. So basalt is a volcano rock that you can find in Hawaii.
And they're very similar.
They are the same. They're made of the same material.
But they look different though.
They look different because the moon rock is crystallized.
How? Why?
Because the moon doesn't have atmosphere. We have atmosphere, so everything in our in the land of Earth is moisturized with that. If you see the basalt rock and the moon rock, what's different is the crystallized of the moon.
That's very interesting. I wonder because the basalt, I don't know anything about basalt really, but it doesn't seem to attach itself so easily.
No.
Whereas the moon rock does. So what properties create the crystallization?
I can tell you that. I can go into that because I'm not authorized to go to that.
But they're similar.
They are similar. They are the same rock. Like I tell people, basalt, that's why we put a sample for you to see this is a basalt rock. The way they are formed, the moon rock is formed from volcano, just the same rock that the basalt rock is formed from volcano.
Do you think there were volcanoes on the moon?
Yeah, they have a lot of volcanoes on the moon. There are craters in the moon caused by...
Now tell me, that's kind of similar to carbon, right? Carbon being in sugar, in diamonds.
Carbon, it crystallized things. That's what carbon does. And carbon also, how they call it, preserve. If it's, for us to know date of a certain organic material, carbon come and play for us. You know the carbon asymptote of that, origins of that. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. And then the gift shop is fantastic. I mean, they told us that the gift shop will open online possibly sometime in 2018.
Yes, they have been working on that. They're supposed to open it up this year, but due to certain politics and other stuff, they kind of push it back to 2018.
Well, the material there is fantastic. I mean, the wonderful windbreakers we have and all the hats and everything. So
the prices are good too.
Prices are good. Yeah. So if you're a fan of NASA, come here to the Visitor Center.
Yes, sir.
If you need some questions answered, you have James.
I'm here most of the time, but my assistant, which his name is Todd Parker, is also here. What he doesn't know, I'm also around to answer your questions.
Great. And buy some swag if you're into NASA like we are. And just come by and check out the Ames Research Center Visitors Center.
And then we're working on it to improve it. So the more visitors we have here, the more support we can make argument to our leaders. To
advance or make this even bigger and better.
Yes, sir.
One last question. That simulated space station, is any part of it or all of it actually been used?
No, that's a model.
Okay.
So what you see over there is a model.
Okay.
It gives you an idea how astronauts work in space when they're in space. ISS is two-size football. It's bigger than what you see now.
And the food that's in there, has it ever been up in the...
Yeah, I mean, that's what most of astronaut pack with them. And we have a video called A Tour for ISS, where astronauts tell you what they actually have over there. So most astronauts prefer different food, so that will be vacuum for them and packed, and then they will take you to space.
Great. James, it's been a pleasure. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, thank you so much.
Thank you for being on the Archetypal Mosaic.